Thank you for visiting the Coinceras channel again. In around 2 weeks, you all know what's happening with Bitcoin ETH. How much will it cost during the price cut? Will we be climbing back up? Alternatively, will we descend again? This episode explained your covenant to me. We will also address the topic of Ripple and Swift. Rumor has it that a document has surfaced revealing Swift's ties to Ripplenet. As we have previously discussed, Swift is simply a group of banks working together. We already know that many Swift network banks are Ripple partners and have access to on-demand liquidity. They can only resist for so long before giving in. I believe this is exactly what's happening, and it couldn't happen at a better time, as we're currently experiencing a tremendous bull run, a crypto cycle that will send crypto to numbers you never imagined possible. Forget what I just said, I'm going to dive headfirst into a Bitcoin. $6,003 right now, it's up 1.06%. Over the last day, Ethereum has gained almost 0.5%, reaching $3,312. At 99 cents and a mean lean of 58 cents on the one and only XRP, it's now 6.7%, just where you want it to be. As for DC, it adds a dollar peg and dips just below. Over the last 24 hours, the total market cap of cryptocurrencies reached $2,520 billion. The markets are currently in an extremely precarious phase, so pay attention. We warned you that there was a CME gap that might lead to a drop into the 60,000 to 70,000 level. Although that was the first stop, a liquidity grab of 60,000 to 64,000 is still possible. The current situation does not mean that all obstacles have been eliminated. There is still time to secure that last, massive push down to cover those liquidity shortages. Just like a CME gap, the following step up doesn't have to happen immediately. Some CME gaps may remain unfilled. Although we have just saw it fill, there is still a chance that we may descend once more for that liquidity grab before this thing is blasted off and enters the supercycle mode that is imminent. However, I believe that this happens around 90% of the time. Do we fill up or do we seize that bottom-up liquidity, or should we stop here and figure out how to tell when we've broken out? Anything over 72,74,008 is an easy indicator. I like to refer to anything over that range as 74,000. The Bitcoin market is experiencing a supercycle like never before, with prices ranging from $125 to $150. Perhaps even 175,000. Lots of individuals will be getting out of the Bitcoin market next year, but this bull run will continue until 2025. That is what we are focusing on. It is a thrilling period. Over 136 people have joined my Patreon group, so I'll be adding this to my posts there. There was a time when I had many more members. When we were in the last bull run, I used to do Patreon, and I can tell you it was practically my full-time work. Now that we've backed off a bit, we're getting back on track, and we'll enter these bullish periods when I reveal my holdings. I know that many of you are probably thinking that it's too late to reveal yours. Not at all. All of these coins were bought during the previous week or two, with the exception of one that was bought at the end of February, which is close to the date I bought them. I just bought everything, and my XRP bag and HBAR bag aren't on this list. There are 15 different cryptocurrencies that are now trading at various price points. It details the date of purchase in addition to the percentage that I invested in each. It's as easy as that. Ordinarily, I would anticipate that this bag would fetch me anywhere between $500,000 and $1 million. Out of 5, I will look stunning. Many of these are, in my opinion, going for far more than 5x. We make conservative projections because, well, you know I'm a really conservative man. Feel free to join any of the Patreon groups listed below if you're interested. This note in school in Paris was remembered by Brad Garlinghouse at the FinTech conference. In this one, Swift's former CEO Gilbert Godfrey and Brad were both on stage. Take note of what Brad has to say. GPI is a significant improvement. For 40 years or more, we had a framework for the operation of cross-border correspondent banking. That was successful. However, it was severely constrained. We're witnessing that progress. Transitioning from using a horse and buggy to thinking, hey, is there a way to make the horse's body go faster is, in my opinion, an improvement. Of course. But we should definitely upgrade to a Ferrari if that's possible. However, GPI, it's always correct when you're right. Who needs to speed up the horse and buggy anyway if only you could have a Ferrari instead? Compared to Walmart, he says, we're not like Amazon. Yes. Many people are members of Whipped. Just like AOL, he claims. It hurts. I really appreciate that, Brad. Since Bob Way, one of the 7 original employees at Ripple, told us about his run-in, we've known. Following Bob's altercation with Swift's upper management, he also filled them in on Ripple's current initiatives and how they're addressing the problem of international money transfers. Swift hastily returned to the sketching board. This occurred during their very own Sibyl's convention. They also began to plan ahead, create, and innovate in a different way. Here is the way GPI can bend. Even without Ripple's involvement in this payment method, Swift would have been operating as usual for the last 4 decades. If I had to guess, I'd say quick GPI, but they wouldn't improve. I mean, who cares if it lets you keep tabs on your finances? Ripple is solving an issue worth more than $10 trillion, and it is still using old Vostro accounts. By providing these financial institutions with the means to utilize on-demand liquidity, a digital asset, they are removing counterparty risk. Furthermore, these banks are under no need to maintain XRP. They can just use XRP as a bridge to access the network. Crypto Hello, Ari. Release this alongside the Cord doc, noting that the sale of XRP accounts for nearly all of Ripple's revenue. How this could evolve is something that piques my interest. In 2024, HSBC will announce their partnership with Ripple and Metejco to enhance their banking systems and issue tokens representing ownership of physical gold using a DLT. In the aftermath of the Ripple v SEC case, the only remaining question is how the company will be able to continue selling XRP to large institutional investors. End of story. There is nothing else we can do with it. I will ensure that that is resolved. Given the potential implications of tokenizing a gold man, it will be intriguing to observe HSBC's actions in this matter. Robbie released the top project on the XRP ledger, Lux Lines, and the rewards are unmatched. The video ends there. As always, I'd appreciate it if you could subscribe and leave a comment with your opinions. Muchas gracias, depart.